This is the one, everyone. This is what we've been waiting for, isn't it? TJ reacts to the new tactical evolution in Football Manager 26. In and out of possession tactics are a thing. And in this video, let's have a little look at how we think it might play going forward in FM26, because I genuinely believe this is going to be a game changer. So the blog post has come out, and this is what we'll have a look at. This is going to be the basis of today's video. It says here, in recent years, the language of football tactics has evolved dramatically. Managers, pundits, and fans alike now dive deeper into analysis with sharper insight into complex ideas like pressing triggers and rest defense. What on earth does that mean? One concept that's rapidly entered the mainstream is the distinction between in possession and out of possession formations, which, as you know, is the way that a team changes shape based on whether they have the ball or not. Now, look, you know as well as I know, I'm no master tactician, right? Okay, I have just about got a couple of things working in FM24. I just about got a couple of things working in FM23. One of the things I'm looking forward to in FM26 is seeing how the new match engine plays. And if this is going to change everything, bear in mind SI using the words tactical evolution, then I think we've got a lot of new stuff to learn this year. And obviously, if you are going to look at your in and out of possession tactics, you're going to see this screen right here where we set up a tactic for your in possession play and then a tactic here for out of possession. Now, again, I'm aware there's going to be some experts watching this going, TJ, you're very, very high level here. I am very high level because I'm not a tactics expert, right? It's going to take me a bit of time to learn this. I'm excited to learn it. Here is where it's sort of like you can see how it looks in this combined screen here. So we've got our old tactics pitch, our football pitch we used to have in previous versions. And now we've got two positions next to each player. So I'm guessing that's their role in possession and then their role out of possession. So if we have here, we have your man here in the middle there. That's a DLP in possession and a DM out of possession. DM for the other guy and DM for the other guy. Your fullbacks are staying as they are. So probably, I guess, you can pull your striker down, you can move your midfielders back, you can push your wing backs forward, change your defensive wingers to pressing wingers, all that sort of good stuff. Seems to be, at first glance, how they're expecting it to play. So that could be quite interesting. And this, of course, is what that will then look like. So this is your in-possession shape. And at first glance, I think that looks fairly defensive. And again, I don't know whether it's just because my eyes are instantly drawn to Haaland being just in front of the halfway line. Surely Man City would be higher up the pitch than that. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I'm not sure. So that's the shape that you'd have as your standard in possession shape. And then what we've now done as well is they've taken away the pitch that you had previously where you'd have your distribute to your defenders, your fullbacks, your wingers through the middle. That's now changed into these are these tiles and cards again, possibly, to match up with the other parts of the UI. That would probably make sense. That's a guesstimate, I'm guessing. There'll already be people in the comments going, it looks like a console game. Maybe it does, but it also is quite visual. So that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that I prefer it to the pitch that we've been used to, because I did quite like the pitch and I like to be able to see what I'm doing with regards to overloads and where your ball's going to go and how you're going to play. I like that. I'm not saying I dislike this right now. I like it, but I can see why some people are going to dislike it. So tempo now a bit more visual, time wasting visual, play for set players. Okay, cool. And then you've got your actual descriptions are all down the side here. Now, this is highlighted for overview, okay, which is your passing directness, your tempo, your attacking width. That says selected. So are we to presume, I'm guessing we probably do presume, therefore, that if we click on build up, these tiles and cards change and that goes into the next screen, which, again, we had previously. So we've now got build up, we've got progression, we've got final third. Okay, so that's slightly different then to what we've currently got. That might take a bit of getting used to, possibly. But I do like the fact there's a data hub here, though. Now, whether that means you can jump into the data hub and get more info there and then, that could be quite fun. But whether or not it's dynamic, whether it's linked to the competition that you're in, I don't know. But it's interesting, it's there. You've got your control possession style up here. So again, our possession styles are still there. Mentalities are still there. Team instructions, of course, are here. Creative freedom. I mean, look, I'm not against this. As I say, I'm not against this, but I can see why some people probably won't like it from its initial view. And then this is what... Right, okay. Yes, there we go. So when you click the extra box down the side, it does change and you get your other options as you go through. So if we have here the build-up phase, you've got play through the press, you've got mixed goal kicks, goalkeeper distribution, distribute centre-backs. Right, that's all been taken out into its own little area now. So does that mean, and I maybe need Aaron here for this one, does that mean that in each phase there's different things you want to be doing? There probably does, doesn't there? And it's probably been there before, but it's maybe been repackaged slightly differently now. So I'm potentially overthinking stuff that I've already seen before. Now, this is me. This is me right here. Everyone defending with one player up top. That's probably going to be my go-to, I'd imagine. Maybe it's my in possession, actually. But yeah, as an out of possession, absolutely. Just everyone sit behind the ball, try and break us down. I wonder whether this means we can have defensive football working properly on FM26. They teased it in FM23, but a really, really good counter-attack tactic would be lovely to see, because I know FM tends to sort of reward you for being aggressive and positive because it wants you to try and score goals, and the whole point is you have to beat the AI. I wonder whether or not this will allow a little bit of the dark arts, shall we say, to be in play. Because if I've got a big match against a massive team, I might want to just sit everyone back and say, right, break us down and we'll hit on the break. Particularly because I usually play with lower teams, so the expectation of me is not to be in the advanced areas. And hopefully, therefore, if I can get this working, oh God, if I can get this working, oh, I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to be so happy. The FM show network save is not going to know what's hit it when I'm sat playing super defensive football. Stay tuned for that, by the way. It'll be on Patreon in FM26. There'll be a link in the description below if you want to follow that. And then this is an out of possession for Brighton. This looks far more aggressive to me because that's out of possession but high pressing, but it's still classed as a low block. Okay, this is the bit that I need to get my head around, doesn't it? Okay, there is a pressing trap. There's a goalkeeper distribution in there with low blocking. Right, fine. Okay, look, there's going to be a lot to learn, but it's going to be exciting to learn it. There's going to be loads of new tactics videos coming out. I might even try and make a tactic video. I've got a feeling if I make a tactics video, it's going to be, this is what I've got. Can you help me make it better? Because I don't fully think I understand it. If that's the sort of thing you want to see on the channel, let me know in the comments. And obviously there's the new rules in there, the no-nonsense goalkeeper. I love the idea of a no-nonsense goalkeeper. If that goalkeeper just comes out, if his instructions are clatter players, that's what I want. Clatter players and then just whack the ball up front. Brilliant. None of this ball-playing goalkeeper for me. You won't see a single one of them. I can't believe they've got rid of Trequartista. You know what I mean? The Mazzala I can do without, that's fine. Not really fussed to see that go. And an Enganche, I think I've used it once. But the Trequartista, oh, it's a sad day. Overlapping centre-backs, playmaking wing-back. Isn't that just complete wing-back? Possibly on attack? Advanced wing-back? Or maybe that's it. Midfield playmaker, wide central midfielder, wide forward, channel forward. Channel forward is just a pressing forward, isn't it, really? But then you've got the new descriptions as well, which... again, I think are pretty good and pretty clear. And I think maybe even a bit clearer than on previous versions, dare I say it. So that is handy for us to see right there. So fullback, wingback, inside fullback, playmaking wingback. Oh, moves inside to DM. That's, yeah. So he's a wingback who doesn't quite mind also being a DLP. Is this for like the players when you get into 4 seasons in the game and everybody is a striker / left back? Is that what it is? So we're going to start doing that. Maybe it is. Who knows? Players' suitability for out of possession roles depends on 2 things: positional familiarity and key attributes for the role in question. Right, that's the fun bit. Okay, that is the fun bit for me, because again, this is going to help with your recruiting, because although someone like, and I've got Phil Foden here, for example, Phil Foden might be great in possession, but I'm guessing defensively maybe not too good. So when I'm recruiting players, I might be looking for players who are maybe more suited to some of the defensive roles and the defensive duties, so that when I'm asking them to do their defending and to sit in that low block and to start counter-attacking, that's actually going to be an advantage to me, because you might then look at a player and go, they're brilliant going forward, but not so good defensively. And of course, vice versa. You might have someone who's quite good defensively, but isn't going to allow you to have that outlet when you want to try and get on the attack. So that is great in terms of how the in possession and out of possession can play, and how it's then going to link to recruitment is going to be really quite smart. So that, if it works the way that I've just imagined it in my head, and bear in mind my head is a strange place to be, if it works that way, that could be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. This is interesting here. We've said goodbye to duties. So no more players on defend, support, attack, or heaven forbid, automatic. And I have had a couple of players on automatic before, so don't shoot me. Yeah, so that's obviously how it now works. So you're in possession, out of possession. We'll take duties away. So you'll know when you're attacking, you'll know when you're defending, you'll know when you're in support. We've stripped back the number of hard-coded instructions tied to each role. So there's a bit more freedom than ever. Okay, well, that probably ties in here with free roll, doesn't it? So, okay, so is it looking more now like you decide what attributes are beneficial for the role themselves? Presumably there'll still be some sort of indication, I guess, as to what is good and what's not good. But yeah, it looks like there's now a little bit more flexibility that you can help decide who's going to be there. And again, looking at the out of possession as well, you then have to think a second time around about whether or not that player is perfectly suited for you, or whether you have to spend a little bit more time teaching them about their out of possession tactics. Obviously, this now all works with the new match engine, understandably. FM26 has a rewritten pass risk assessment system. So players now better judge the danger of a potential pass based on their attributes, leading to more incisive line-breaking passes through the middle. Ooh, okay. That's interesting, because I've seen a lot of players give the ball away in FM24, and I normally put that down to their poor decision-making, or their concentration, or composure, or lack of vision. But if that's now inbuilt within the game and it works better, that means you might see players making those like really, really clever passes, or you might also see players making really bad passes still, which again I quite like. Some people don't like it. I like seeing errors in the play and the decision making, because I'm not striving for perfection here. Like, I don't want to see Football Manager 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, whatever, being perfect in terms of its match day experience. I want to see the imperfection, you know? Like, you have to have imperfection. Imperfection is what's perfect. Perfect is almost boring. It's a bit too clinical. It's a bit too clean. You need to have some mistakes in there. So that could be quite interesting. Again, players cutting inside to work on their stronger foot. Passing patterns feel sharper, smarter, and more varied. Great. Beyond passing and dribbling, we've seen a few bits of dribbling in the match animation as well. Players dropping their shoulders and moving around and getting a little acceleration of pace. That looks quite good. So hopefully this is all going to play nicer. And then we get into that team instructions overall, which we've sort of touched upon a little bit at the start of the video. It's now laid out differently, but from an initial perspective, I quite like it visually. But as I say, I can already sense a lot of longer term players are going to hate this, and they're going to shout that it looks like a console. Remember, FM26 is optimized for controller. That might be part of the thinking here. But I don't know. That's just my initial look at it. I'm sure, of course, it'll work perfectly well with mouse, but yeah, there'll be some people be kicking off going, it looks like a console game. It's being dumbed down. Well, we don't know if it is or isn't, but I will understand that people will say that at that point. So FM26 delivers the most ambitious tactical innovation in years, transforming the way you set up your team to mirror how top managers approach the game. With dual formations, redesigned player roles, and a powerful new visual tools at your fingertips, you can now see exactly how your team shapes up in different scenarios and exercise unparalleled control over how they play across every area of the pitch. And that sounds like a lot to take in. I am cautiously excited, okay? And I say cautious because of what I've already said before. I'm not the greatest tactician in the world. So therefore, not only do I have to relearn new tactics within FM26 and however the meta plays within the match engine, I've now got to also understand the out of possession instructions, which I'm sure there will be some sort of element of assistance in the game. And you'll presumably have the assistant manager thumbs up, this is a good formation, this is not, which we saw in the blog post anyway. So there's always going to be little things that'll help hold your hand. What it can do, and what I'm presuming it's going to be able to do, is allow for some really interesting tactics when it comes to PvP in the future, whether that's an FM26 or whether that's an FM27 or 28. And I think that if you're part of the tactics community, this is like music to your ears right now, because there is so much potential to play with stuff. Maybe you can have a striker who sits back as a left back when it's in defending, or the other way around, you can have a left back who bombs all the way up top like Gareth Bale. Is there that level of fluidity and flexibility? We don't know. Maybe, possibly. And if it is, that could be class. You may be able to create some absolute craziness, to coin a phrase from RDF Tactics. That boy, by the way, is going to be on fire this year, because he is going to love this. And I am going to be learning. And I'm okay with learning, and I hope you are too. So let me know your thoughts below. Are you excited? Are you concerned? Is it too much? Is it not enough? Let me know in the comments. I'll have another video up shortly to sort of do a bit of a roundup as to what we know so far on FM26, because I missed a couple of the teaser videos because I was away with work, but we will get back onto it. And of course, remember, for everything else Football Manager 26, subscribe to this channel and follow the FM Show podcast as well. We are out every single week with all the Football Manager chat you can shake a stick at. Hope you enjoyed it. Stick a thumbs up on the video, leave a comment below, and we'll see you all on the next one. All the best. Bye now.